You know, I always wanted to do a live show. I always pay attention, Amanda. I always wanted to do a live show, and I wanted to always start it like this. Hello, baby. It's the Big Bopper speaking, baby. That would be me. Oh, you sweet thing. That's right. Will I what? Oh, baby, you know what I like. Chili lace, had a pretty face, and a ponytail, swinging round, walking the gig. I always wanted to start like that. Okay, I owe everybody an apology. There are people out there begging, please never do that again. I always wanted to start the show saying, hello, baby. Are you alive in there?
I'm just letting you have your moment.
Let me have my moment. So, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live. Don't forget, we're the only live online morning show. Folks, if you would like to text our show while it's going on, it's 706-889-9700, chief@fetchyournews.com. You can email us. And you can follow us on Twitter @FetchYourNews, @FYNTV.com. All the above. Okay, now look, we're gonna open up a little different, okay? The show a little different because I have to tell you, you know, I get some mornings I get up at 3 a.m., 3:45. 4:10, you know, it all depends. All right. So so this morning I get up early enough to watch, or in the background. I put in the background some of the morning shows. I mean, they got some real winners at 3:30 in the morning doing the up all night news and stuff like that. But everything I listened to in the background this morning, this was the closing of the bottom of the half hour or the last segment done. And you know what? I want to start my day out a little different, and I want to make it my top story. And I'm going to tell you why, because I go over to MSNBC. Now, don't get all upset with me. Don't get all upset with me. But I go over there at 6 a.m., and I'm thinking, today is the day. There's so much evidence. Today is the day that Minka and Joe are going to look at the world, okay, and say, we apologize. No, they're going to look at the American people and say, we apologize to you. We have been lying to you all along. There's enough documentation to show that the deep state is real and Hillary should be in prison. Okay, no, I'm serious. Okay, so I'm thinking today's got to be that day. When is that day now? All right? But instead, they open up after all the evidence, after so much breaking news, after the news of a budget, okay? They open up with the not ridiculous, because I'm going to get to that in a minute. I don't want to call this particular situation ridiculous. And I thought to myself, oh my God. So here's what my opening is, folks. This is my opening, because I want to get it out of the way. I know how that sounds. It sounds mean. I want to get it out of the way because I do not want to get caught. Amanda, I don't want to get caught being sensitive. I don't want to get caught with people feeling that, you know, there's a soft side to me. You know what I'm saying, Amanda?
Yeah, you're pretty sensitive, though.
What?
Yeah. I don't know. In the production room, you are.
I can't. That's it. Kill the mic. Unplug it. Anyhow, let's open with this. Let's get serious for a minute, okay? Just go back and forth between the two pictures. Lucas, the Gerber baby, okay? And I'm serious, I got to do this without getting all teared up, okay? Because every year, okay, every year Gerber, there's a contest, and they announce this year's Gerber baby. And Lucas was just named the 2018 Gerber baby. He has Down syndrome. Okay, I'm serious. I got to push the tears back from my eyes. The 2018 Gerber baby was named this morning. This is yesterday, and his name is Lucas Warren, the first child with Down syndrome to receive the honor. Essentially, America's cutest baby. That's what the Gerber baby contest is. They try to find the cutest baby, Gerber baby food, the 1-year-old from where? Dalton, Georgia. So Lucas, congratulations to you and your parents. You are the Gerber baby. It just really makes all of us smile this year. The 1-year-old from Dalton, Georgia was selected the 2018 Gerber spokesbaby for more than 140,000 photos submitted. His mother, Courtney Warner, entered Lucas in a contest when a relative mentioned the Gerber put out an annual call for adorable babies. All right. He wins, the Warners win a $50,000 prize, and in addition to Lucas's new title, will be featured on Gerber's social media channels throughout the year. He is the 8th winner of the Gerber baby photo search. Dalton, Georgia. Congratulations, Lucas. And, your smile is just lighting up my day. Now, the second story I want to start with before we get to all of the other stuff that's out there, okay? Jim Irsay, I think that's his name. Pull it up there. Jim Irsay is the owner of the I wanted to say Baltimore Colts. How about that, folks? That's generational. Don't go there. Jim Irsay is the owner of the Indianapolis Colts. Now, a viewer sent me this notice about 5 minutes before the show closed yesterday, and I could not get to it because the fact of what took place, let me get this out of the way first. Colts owner Jim Irsay to pay for funeral expenses for linebacker and the Uber driver killed in the crash. The owner of the Indianapolis Colts will pay the funeral expenses of an Uber driver and the Colts player who was killed in a drunk driving crash Sunday morning. Okay, now wait a minute, stay with the story because there's two things I want to bring up here. Okay, Jeffrey Monroe, 54, was working as an Uber driver and linebacker Edwin Jackson, 26, was his passenger. At some point, Jackson became sick, so Monroe pulled over on the side of I-70 just west of Holt Road shortly after 4 a.m., where they were standing outside of the car when Manuel or whatever, Savalia or whatever, 37, he's 37 years old, drove a black F-150 onto an emergency shoulder and struck the rear of the car as well as the victims. Police say that he was intoxicated and driving without a license. Court documents show a breath test was administered at the scene and he tested at a 0.239% blood alcohol content, okay? This is about 3 times the legal limit of 0.8%. He tried to flee the scene, but was captured shortly after. Police said he is an undocumented immigrant who is in the country illegal and has previously been deported twice. Now, there's two things I want to do opening the story up. Is it took to the 5th paragraph, the description to begin with. It took, if you're reading this and you're just going to read a couple paragraphs, all you really pick up is they got killed by a drunk driver. It takes 5 paragraphs to get into this. The second thing is the media continually says, our political correctness, an undocumented immigrant, okay? You know, I'm pretty tired of that comment. I'm not going to go too deep because I'm not going to get worked up because I'm using this as a good story. But Jim Irsay, and put up the picture, let's put up the picture this morning of Edwin, is it Edwin Jackson? All right, Edwin Jackson. I think I have his picture. And Jeffrey Monroe is the Uber driver that pulled over on the side of the road, okay? Killed by an illegal, deported twice in this country, drunk driver. Did I have one of Monroe or I didn't send his? That's okay if I didn't send it. I didn't know if I sent it or not, all right? Jim Irsay, the owner of the Colts, is going to pay for the funeral expenses. But none of this is highlighted on MSNBC this morning. So I understand that. I just want to get past that. Now let's go to our next story. Let's go to our next story, okay? You have the picture of Nancy Pelosi on the floor of the House. Now, Nancy Pelosi set a record yesterday. She set a couple records, okay? I think this is the longest speech given on the floor of the House of Representatives since 1909. What she talked for? Nancy, let me get to that. Nancy spoke for what? 9 hours, 8 hours, okay? Nancy Pelosi's speech, all right? 8 hours and something, whatever it may be. Set a record. One, she set a record for the length of the speech, and two, she set a record for the craziest person to ever give that length of speech on the floor. I don't know who is their advisors. When you get up to like 195 million and 197 million, Nancy Pelosi's worth about 190 some million dollars. When you get up to that amount of money, you lose all contact with Earth. Some people do. Totally, completely all contact with Earth, okay? And I don't know who said to her, you know what, I think what you ought to do is you ought to go out and talk for 8 solid hours. So everybody can just take clips of what you say and put it in commercials and say, this is who you want to be the next Speaker of the House. Now, the lady next to her can't keep her eyes open. She's bored to death. But there's two things in this story. I do not want to dwell on Nancy Pelosi, all right? But I do want to play one crazy clip. Sorry to say that way. Don't get upset with me. Don't get upset with me. But I want to play one crazy clip, okay, of Nancy Pelosi this morning. But what I also want to say is I was watching MSNBC, and I wonder if CNN, okay, will bring the doctor on. What's the doctor's name? I don't know. Anyhow, I wonder if they will set up a team of panelists and get a psychiatric team. I wonder if CNN's working on a segment right now of a full psychiatric team to review this 8 hours and start breaking down the early signs of dementia in Nancy Pelosi. Well, they did in Donald Trump. They diagnosed Donald Trump. I mean, CNN put panelists together and they had a psychiatric analysis of Donald Trump, early dementia. They had somebody on there. These are definitely signs. This is definitely a sign. Watch this. This is a sign. And they did a psychiatric analysis of Donald Trump on CNN, his cognitive functions, right? Remember? And his psychiatric analysis for early dementia. I wonder if CNN, I'm just wondering, it's one of those things, and I know you're wondering too, if CNN's putting a panel together. Well, let's play the clip that maybe they can analyze to see if she has just gone bat blank crazy. You got that clip? That was your cue. That was your cue. What took place? What took place? All right, we're back. Hold on. I mean, just had a little difficulty with the video. She'll let me know when we're back. Sorry, folks. So, are we going to be able to get it back, or you need me to move on? Okay, she has to work on that. So I'm gonna come back to the Nancy Pelosi in just a minute once we get that cleared up. Don't forget now, at 8:30 is Carla's Corner. Carla will be here at 8:30, and at 9 o'clock, okay, we're going to talk about, at 9 o'clock, we're going to talk about Uranium One, okay? We're going to talk about the emails of, the email where, we're going to talk about the emails from Lisa Page and Peter Strzok, where they admit knowing that the President of the United States, then Barack Hussein Obama, wanted to know everything going on with the investigation. Okay, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the budget. Folks, the budget, all right? I just have to tell you, all right? That makes me very nervous. Put up the picture of Mitch and Chuck, all right? Now, today is government shutdown day, all right? This picture alone should frighten all Americans, and I'm sorry to sound like that. I try to stay optimistic, okay? This picture alone should frighten every American out there. Every one of us should see Mitch McConnell and Chuck Schumer together. We should be frightened, okay, that these are the two, okay, that are telling us that they're going to avoid a government shutdown today, all right, and they're going to introduce a two-year budget, that increases spending. I thought just the other day we couldn't find, was it 800 million? Is it $800 million at the Pentagon? Or billion? I don't know. We'll look that up in a minute. But they're going to increase spending and wipe out the debt ceiling to 2019. Happy days are here again. Spend, spend, spend. You know, I'm going to give you a look in the 9 o'clock hour, the last time Republicans had both houses, had Congress and the White House, and spent more money and ran us into debt. Now, I don't want you to get confused by something. I come on here all too many times, and I do not want to get labeled a Republican. I don't want to get labeled that. God knows you people out there have several labels for me already, okay? But I don't want to get labeled a Republican, all right? So I can't come on here and just cheer all the time. I am very upset over the budget and very upset what's happening when these two people come out I do not trust and say they have a 2-year spending plan getting ready to go over to the House. We'll talk about that at 9 o'clock. Are we able to get the video back or? Okay, all right, that's okay. We'll look at that in the 9 o'clock hour. All right. We'll look at that in the 9 o'clock hour. Anyhow, let me do this, and we'll say put Pelosi's back up on the floor. Put that back up. Nancy Pelosi says yesterday in a video, all right, and we'll try to play that for you in the 9 o'clock hour. But during a speech, and I can't do it justice because I mean, obviously, Nancy gives a very passionate speech, and it's about DACA, okay? Nancy Pelosi says, this is her quote, okay? Let me read this to you. I'm reminded of my own grandson. Now, I got to get the video sooner or later because you got to hear this. I'm reminded of my own grandson. He is Irish, English, whatever, an Italian American. He is a mix. But this is what this lady says. I don't know. I'm reminding my own he's Irish, English, whatever. An Italian American. He's a mix. So her grandson is a mutt, all right? But he looks more the other Italian side of the family, shall we say. So the kid looks a little on the Italian side of the family. He's English, he's Irish, whatever. He looks a little more like the Italian side of the family. Let's just say that. This is Nancy Pelosi. And when he had his 6th birthday, because see, I've only got $197 million. So when he had his 6th birthday, he had a very close friend whose name is Antonio. He's from Guatemala. I mean, what'd you take him in, Nancy? Did you take the little Guatemalan in? Dude, what are you giving me the high sign? You giving me the high sign? You got it? Okay, let's go to the video. Thanks, Amanda. I appreciate it. Let's go to the video. It'll be a lot better. It didn't work again. Okay, I'm sorry. We tried that twice. All right, let's just can that until 9 o'clock and we'll see what happened with it. All right. Do you think if you play it inside the story and not try to enlarge it, it will work? Okay, just forget it then. So Nancy says his friend is from Guatemala, Antonio. This is her grandson, and he has beautiful tan skin. He's beautiful tan skin. He has beautiful brown eyes, Antonio from Guatemala. And this was a proud day for me, because when my grandson blew out the candles in his cake, they said, "Did you make a wish?" I said to my little grandson, "Did you make a wish?" He said yes. He made a wish. "What is your wish?" I said to my grandson, 6 years old. "Was it for a bicycle? Was it for, what was your wish?" It had to be something amazing. "I wish I had brown skin and brown eyes like Antonio." So beautiful, so beautiful. I know you're getting the Kleenexes out now. You're teared all up. The beauty is in the mix. The face of the future of our country is all American, and that has many versions. "Did you make a wish?" "Yeah, I want to look like Antonio." Well, you look, Nancy, you got $197 million. I mean, take the guy to a surgeon, the kid to a surgeon for his next birthday, turn his eyes, you can get those built-in, lenses, turn the kid's eyes brown, and get the damn kid a tanning bed. I mean, what the hell? I mean, boom, Antonio, there you go. I mean, you can make all of his dreams come true. Crazy. Bat blank crazy these people are. So, they opened the show. Now, at 9 o'clock, we had Carla's Corner. So, MSNBC opened the show. Not one word about Edwin and Jim Irsay. Not one word about Nancy Pelosi. Not one word about the budget deal. All right? They ran cover for the deep state. MSNBC opened the show with Rob Porter. Now, put up a picture of Rob Porter, okay? Now, this is the opening of the top of the hour, okay? White House senior staffer resigns after domestic abuse allegations. Now, I'm not making light, in no way am I making light of domestic abuse, in no way whatsoever, okay? Rob Porter, a White House staffer, largely responsible for controlling the flow of information to President Trump. Now, this is what they open, is resigning following allegations of domestic abuse. These are allegations, okay? 2 ex-wives have accused Porter of physical abuse, with one telling a news outlet of incidents years ago when Porter punched her in the face and choked her, okay? While another spoke of emotional abuse. Now, this is the one I like. Now, wait a minute. I didn't say I liked. Let me get this straight, Amanda, okay? All right, so make sure, if you have to go to my defense, this is one time, I want this right. One of his ex-wives accused Porter of dragging her out of the shower wet and naked across the floor. Now, who hasn't done that? Well, I mean, was that bad?
Yes, be nice.
Was that bad? Was that... No, I want to know if was that bad?
Yes.
Okay. Amanda said that was bad, so I retract that. You didn't even hear it. No, I wasn't saying it for a joke. I'm not saying it for... I'm not a... But she says, you know... Because here's where I'm going with this, okay? Democrats love... You know, you call a Democrat and tell them that somebody peed on a bed and you're from the middle of Russia... And you get a Russian, you know, a Russian number. Like, for us, I'll just throw it out there. We're 706. So is it 706? All right, somebody local called. So Adam Schiff's sitting in the office, and they look at the caller ID. They say, oh, that's Russia. Pick up the phone. They may have the pictures of Trump urinating on the bed. Now, I know you're going to say that's bad, Amanda, but am I telling the truth or not? Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong. If
you're right.
Right?
You're right.
And they go nuts. A Democrat will pick up the phone. They will run a top story. Oh, Porter dragged her out of the shower, wet and naked across the floor. Okay? So what they do is they open the show, all right, and they're talking about disarray in the White House again. That's it. I tell you before in this show, they have a chalkboard, all right? Okay, Russia's not working today. Let's go to dysfunctional White House. Okay, that's not working today. So every single day. So they claim in the domestic violence that there's two potential. Now, this is what got me, because we're going to talk about it now. There are two potential, you got it? Two potential ethics violations against this guy here. Really? I mean, I'm trying to do the story and be very, very serious. I look at the camera. By no means whatsoever. Domestic violence is serious in this country. Okay? Very serious. It should not be taken lightly. Okay? How about murder? Where's that on the scale? Now, I'm not saying Hillary murdered anybody. I'm not saying that. Just, you know, people have been dying around Hillary for years. I mean, you know what Hillary's, you know what Hillary, the number one line Hillary uses on a daily basis, Amanda, is, can you get in there or not? You know what she says on a daily basis, Hillary Clinton?
What does she say?
Have you seen my black dress?
Does she?
Huh?
Does she?
Yeah, so she can go to the funeral. Oh my gosh, this is what I'm working with. I mean, where's the drum roll? No, that's Hillary Clinton. I mean, just say it, okay? Just saying. So then they go in, this is the second, the John Kelly problem. You see, what the John Kelly problem is the chief is, and then they have to put up that he is dating communications director Hope Hicks. Put the picture of Hope Hicks up. So this guy, he has to resign yesterday from the White House, and he's currently dating, wow, I'm sorry, I have to always pause when that picture comes up. Okay, Hope Hicks, communication director. Man, can that woman wear a tux? All right, anyhow, so then they're talking about the John Kelly problem, General John Kelly. Dreamers, lazy ass, get their lazy asses off the couch and go to work, all right? They made a joke this morning, an absolute joke, about Obama interfering with Hillary Clinton's investigation. All right, complete joke. It's 8:30. I can see I'm running long. We'll take a break. Next up is Carla's Corner. And right after that, we'll be back at 9 o'clock. Door is locked. Amanda, go let we'll let you in, Carla. The door is locked because Sam's not here. Sam had to do something. So we're going to take a break. Carla's Corner is next. Right after Carla's Corner, we'll get back into everything happening in D.C. Take us to break.